What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? My name is Eulisa, and welcome so much to my first ever Transformation Tuesday. I am thrilled because I have a very special guest. Her name is LA Roberts, and she is going to gift us with her knowledge about transformation, tell us a little bit about herself, and help us on this transformation journey. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, honey, how are you?
I'm doing well. So just I know Ellie is a dear friend of mine, but she's a world-renowned public speaker. She is a critically acclaimed best-selling author. She is just a jack of all trades, just dynamic. And so I could go on all day and talk about how wonderful she is, but I want to give her opportunity just to tell us a little bit about herself.
All right. Well, thank you. Your check is in the mail.
Okay.
For talking about all that good stuff. No, but thank you very much. I am honored to be on your platform. I never take it lightly that anybody invites me, to talk to me or anything like that, no matter how much I've been blessed to do. I always take the opportunity to, just sit down and have real conversations. I'm a conversationalist. That's number one. So I am LA Roberts, anyone who does not know me. I'm a two-time international bestselling author. I have had the opportunity to speak at places like Harvard, Georgia State, and the United Nations. But at the core of me, I'm just a little girl from the South Side of Chicago who had a dream to help other people. And I've been helping people my whole entire life. I'm not going to age myself, but I am gracefully, beautifully I won't age myself. But that's who I am, right? I'm just a transformational speaker. I am a breakthrough strategist. I am an executive consultant. I'm a creative consultant. I've done a lot. I've been blessed to do a lot. So yeah, that's me.
You were like so humble. You're saying like, yeah, that's just me, changing lives, doing all of that.
It's what I've been purposed to do. So I count it as an honor that people allow me to speak into their lives, to sit down and have a conversation with them. I take it very seriously. We had an event in Charleston, which was one of my events, and I love it. I love to talk to people, and the response in the room was shocking to some, wasn't to me, but it was shocking to some. And you were one of them, as a matter of fact.
It definitely was a transformative experience because, not only did you take command of the room, you're bringing out feelings and emotions in people that I can say for myself, I didn't even know were hidden in there. And you just were like, come on out, let me change your life real quick. So that was really powerful. And I guess part of it does have to do with the fact that you are, who you are, say you are. You're very genuine, you're very authentic, and it feels like you're having a conversation with someone. And it really does bring out the best, in some, parts of you may not normally want to address, but I think sometimes it's good to kind of just dig and just get to that part of yourself so you can kind of work through it and not uncover it. But yeah, it was a transformative experience. It was really dope. It was dope.
Yeah, I lovingly massaged the stuff out.
It wasn't aggressive. It wasn't really awkward. It was like one of those things where you like, I can breathe. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulder, and that's a good thing. It feels like really safe and secure. And I like that. It was a great experience.
And those events, won't name it because I'm doing a lot with it, but those particular events are coming back very strong in 2022. I have some amazing things on the horizon, so stay tuned.
Listen, I'm ready for that. I'm all the way ready for that. Like, I'm like, just go ahead and count me in, okay? I'm part of it.
All right.
So I know you said that you knew since you were a little girl that you wanted to help people's lives, but what was it that made you do that? Some people say, I want to help people, but I want to help people through cooking. I want to help people through, being a doctor. Like, you have a very unique way of, I guess the best word for me to say is ministering to people and really helping them out. What made you decide to do it the way that you do it?
You know what? I honestly can say that I just have always been this way. talking to people that I grew up with, um, they always have come to me, for help. I've been blessed with the gift of being able to look at things from different perspectives.
Okay.
I've just always been that way, and helping people is just, it's in my DNA. And I can remember as early as me being maybe about 6. My papa
Wow.
had a friend that was on dialysis because he lost one of his kidneys. And he came over to the house with the news of they have to take the second kidney. And we're all sitting on the couch, and I'm a little girl. I'm about 5 or 6 years old, and I sat down next to him and I looked at him. I said, "Well, you can have mine."
Oh,
And he looked at me and he said, his eyes was watering up. He said, "Thank you, but I can't." I said, "No, I have two. I want to give it to you." And he was like, "Oh my God, you are just so," and that's just who I've always been. I want to see people whole. I want to see people healed. I want to see people be free. And so growing up, all of the obstacles and trials and tribulations that I've had to face on my own, the only thing it did was give me a bigger heart to want to do more, because not only have I experienced things, I can empathize, and I can also hug it out with you.
right.
I can talk to you through it. I can understand. I choose to accept people for who they are. I try my absolute hardest with all of my heart not to judge, because you don't know people's stories. You don't know this, you don't know that. So my whole life, I just, want to give and just open up and help people. That's just, I'm the little girl that gives a quarter to the homeless man, and that's all I have. It's just been who I am. It's innate in my spirit. So
That's like big, because I know me at 6 years old, I'm not sharing nothing, okay? Like candy, toys. I'm like, oh, you should have your own. So you said a kidney, honey. You didn't say, oh,
baby, I was, and to me, one of my things I say on my page is childlike faith, right? I live in childlike faith. That's just who I am. And children believe the most impossible things. They hold on to things. They don't think anything is impossible. They believe with all of their hearts. And so even now, I always say, suddenly there'll be a shift and it can happen today. Are you ready? Childlike faith, or my little childlike faith heart still believes. I have a shirt that says childlike faith on it. I just live there. And so I look at people from a different lens, and I see them in a beautiful way, no matter where they are in life, no matter what station. I'm a big empath. That, if you had to put a name on it, if you had to title it, I'm an empath. And it can be good sometimes, it can be bad other times. It can, it can be very emotionally draining, but I wouldn't change it for anything in the world.
yeah, that's like a very unique talent to have, because for me, trying to like tune into people's emotions, sometimes it can be challenging, especially if you're not used to, their walk of life or whatever the case may be. But, for you to have that from within at the age of 6, like that is powerful. So you got years on you, okay?
Yeah,
You got
I
years.
got I got some years in this.
You seasoned.
Mhm. I'm like fine wine,
Mm.
red wine, sweet.
Oh, ain't that wrong with that?
Mhm.
Listen, so when it comes to who or what it like inspires you, what drives you to go forward? Because you mentioned like it can be hard sometimes. Like
Mhm.
what pushes you to keep going to be the person that you are?
Wow. Okay. So my papa, you've heard me talk about my papa before. If anybody's watching that follows me or have followed me for any amount of time, my papa is still my motivation. He was one of the most, first of all, his name is Leon F. Howard Sr. and one of the most compassionate men that I have ever had in my life. Very hardworking, very sweet, really thoughtful, giving, kind, anything you can think of. He called me queen, so he treated me like a queen. Everything that you can think of. When he passed in 2016, I made a promise to him that I would continue to push no matter what. And I knew how hard he worked to encourage me, to push me to where I was at that time. And so it was my responsibility to keep going. This was a man that was an orphan, that couldn't afford to purchase a hot dog for a dime. So it was my responsibility to continue to push. So he is like the bedrock. And the other inspiration that I have is my future children. I do not have children yet, but it is my responsibility to lay the foundation for them. I have a shirt that says, I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. I am. But what they did is they laid a foundation, not knowing what their foundation would do for me. So when I think about giving up, I wonder if this opportunity that I'm giving up on is worth their future. And the answer is always, it's not worth their future. I will push forward. I will do what I need to do so that they can have more, they can do more, and they can have their experiences. So for the past, it's my papa and still present. For the future, it's my children. So either way it go, I got to keep pushing.
Yes, yeah, yeah, I can see that. I mean, that's a powerful way of looking at it because I'm just like, I mean, some people, I'm not saying myself, would be like, man, I want to pray. I want to just work for my own, that kind of thing. But you definitely, you grounded in a good place. Like that's deep. Like to feel like you want to push your papa's legacy and just build a legacy for your children. Because we live in an instant culture. People aren't thinking like 2, 3 steps ahead. You thinking generations ahead. So
Yes,
that's
I
deep.
have
That is
to.
deep.
I have to. You have to think. Well, I would suggest that people start to think um, generations ahead because it is that serious. The decisions that you make today will affect tomorrow and it will affect the next day and the next day. And so we can pull ourselves out of ourselves and really think about what is happening, then we'll make better decisions. And so don't get me wrong, I have not always been like this. Okay. So I don't want anyone to be like, oh my God, this is, no, 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 no. This is mature LA. This is I'm happy LA. This is, you know, I'm at peace with life. I'm happy where I am. God has molded me and grounded me, LA. If you would have called me circa 97, the answer would have been a little different. But that's where I am now.
I think that just like you said, it comes from a place of healing. It comes from a place of growing because a lot of people, their answers are going to vary. And
Yeah. Healing
that's
is what
okay.
you said. Healing
Yeah,
is what you said. That's what I go for. I go for your breakthrough. I go for your healing in an area. So if you're not free, then you can't think clearly
you
because
cannot.
you're too bound to what it is that you went through and that pain is still holding you. So you can't think past the pain because to you there is nothing past the pain. And God
Exactly.
has allowed me to move past all of that and I am free.
Listen, I'm happy that you're free so that you can help other people get out of this bondage and stuff that you've been in and, just learn from it.
Mhm.
Um, since you've been speaking, I know like you mentioned, you've been all over the world, you've done a lot of things. What's something that you learned from speaking? Because I know we all go through experiences and we take lessons from them. But if you had to remember one lesson that you just carry near and dear with you, what's that lesson that you've learned?
To celebrate everything, to
That's a good one.
celebrate absolutely everything. I learned a very valuable lesson. I was on 2 consecutive tours in 2018, and I can distinctly remember speaking. I was on a tour with some amazing women, and it was a full panel of women of beautiful color. Okay, we were rocking it, and we stepped on the Harvard campus, and we killed it. Okay, killed it hands down, killed it. Walked out of there. I did a live on the Harvard campus. And I'm like, yeah, I'm on a Harvard campus. This is wonderful. This is great. Yeah. I got off the live. We looked at each other and we said, okay, so when we get to New York on Tuesday, we completely missed the celebration of what we just did.
Right.
We went from, this is what we're going to do. Oh, we just did this. Now, when we get to New York, because we spoke at the Teachable headquarters, and we were like, oh, when we get to Teachable and what's going to happen and where we're going to meet, and we got to get to Jersey, and first we got to do this, and first we got to do that. And I didn't stop to celebrate anything that I had done. And I had to learn that everything counts. And so that's a lesson that I now remember every single day. When I do something, I stop, I take a breath, I celebrate, I'm grateful, I'm thankful. I replay it in my mind, I think about it, and things like that without moving too fast. Some of us, a lot of us, we move too fast and we don't really appreciate life. And so after I realized I did that, I was like, whoa. I literally toured 2 consecutive tours at one time. I went to New York, I was in Charleston, I went to Key West, I spoke in Boston at Harvard. I did all types of things, and not one time did I stop to celebrate. I just kept going.
Oh wow. Oh wow. So like you just have this like laser focus, like, okay, we're going to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. Do you feel drained like when you don't like stop and celebrate? Because I know for me, when I celebrate the small wins, it just kind of, it's like a breath there. Like, all right, we did something. I've accomplished it. Like when you're not celebrating it, does it have an impact on how you feel?
It had a major impact. I was so laser focused that it was like I was tired. I was like, okay, gotta go. Gotta have it like this, gotta have it like this. I have a book signing here. I got a book signing here. I sold this many books. I did this. I went to a book signing. I had a friend of mine by me. She sat next to me at the table, and we literally had a line out the door. Like it was like all the way out the door. And she was taking the money and passing me the books, and I'm signing, taking the money, I'm signing, taking the money, I'm signing, taking the money, I'm signing. And this young man looked at me, he said, "Can I please shake your hand?" And I had to stop and say, "Yes, you can." Like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm smiling at people. Thank you so much. But he was like, can I shake your hand? And that was the first time I dropped my pen. So I learned to stop. I had to learn to stop because it was draining. But now, listen, if I say hello to the neighbor and I like the tone of my voice, girl, that was good. Like I had to learn, and it comes with experience. It just comes with experience and the ebbs and the flows. But with the experience, you have to be kind to yourself. You can't beat yourself up, right, about the stuff
Right.
that you should have done or could have done. You just be flexible and fluid with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Recognize the mistake and correct it. That's it. So I just was like, I can't do that again. I can never miss those opportunities, miss that amazing, all of that happened. I have to stop and celebrate myself. So now, honey, it's 2021. That was
Listen,
2018. Ask me if I celebrate now.
do you celebrate? I think that's a powerful lesson, especially now with the pandemic and everything that's going on. For some people, getting out of bed, that is an accomplishment.
It is.
Because listen, it's crazy. Like a whole bunch of stuff is just like weighing us down and stuff like that. So you heard it here first. Celebrate your wins. Like that's a really valuable lesson. Like, listen, you should have charged for that. But
my Cash App is
a good piece of advice though, because seriously, a lot of us are just like on cruise control and we're just like, all right, well, I gotta fix dinner, I gotta take care of my kids, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and like never really take the time to, number one, celebrate our wins and also practice self-care. And that's kind of like what my platform is about. It's about celebrating self-care. So kind of like changing gears a little bit. How do you practice self-care?
Oh, honey, I'm queen self-care. Let me tell you something. Queen self-care. I'll go get a massage in a minute. I will go and get a pedicure. I will sit in my room with lavender, and just breathe and and just really take my time. I will turn off my phone and just watch a good movie. I will go and get a good dinner. I will cook. I will, I just, because I'm important.
Right.
Because if I'm not taken care of, then nothing that I do will really make sense. I'll be drained. I
Another
can't
gem.
I mean,
That's another gem.
one of my coaches that I love, and a lot of people know her. Her name is Lisa Nichols. And Lisa will tell you, you cannot serve from an empty cup. Can't. That's not mine. That's Lisa Nichols. That's somebody that I have been coaching up underneath of for years. You cannot serve from an empty cup. I have learned to serve from my overflow. So you're not even getting what's in my cup. You're getting from what's in my saucer.
Oh.
I can't give you all of me. I can't, because if I give you all of me, then there's nothing left for me. There's nothing left for my family. There's nothing left for me to be refilled. I've been in positions where I have poured myself out and I've been so empty that I felt drained and didn't know what to do. No, I can't. I no longer do things like that anymore. So self-care, honey, let me tell you something. I just got back from Jamaica.
Whoop, whoop.
I have some other trips that are, lined up. When I was in Jamaica, very rarely, I waited to start posting pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and I told people, if you need me, WhatsApp will be how you'll get in contact with me. Don't call because I won't pick up.
Exactly.
We're not going to talk because I need to be in the spa. You understand what I'm saying? I needed that time for me. So I'm a fan of self-care. Anything that you could do, if it's 5 minutes and you just in your room with a nice cup. I have a cup. I don't know if you can see what this says. I don't know. You probably can't see it, but it says, "I got this, God."
Okay.
Right? It says, "I got this." And so I get my cup. I like peppermint tea. I have essential oils that I rub on my temples. I breathe in, I breathe out, I just relax. I may turn on some music and I just relax. I have to. I suggest everybody do the same.
Think, and I can speak from my own experiences, it is challenging to get to that place where you feel like you want to, just take at least 5 minutes for yourself, because sometimes you feel guilty. And I think it kind of like ties back into that healing part where you're just like, man, if I take 5 minutes and I, make tea, well, then that means that I didn't take the time to just, go over somebody's homework or to, start prepping dinner or something like that. And I feel like myself and others are in that kind of space where you're just like, man, self-care, I'll get to it tomorrow or the day after, and then eventually you all tapped out.
So what I would say to that is you have to know how worth it you are. You have to, because 5 minutes is nothing, right? 5
Right.
minutes is very fast. So it's not selfish to take the time for you, because that homework that you have to help with, if you are irritated, nodding off, sleepy, how much attention is your child going to get, really?
Right.
Right? That dinner that you have to make, you go in, you can prep it, you can put it on, but you can sit down for 5 minutes, because I don't know about you, but dinner don't get ready in 5 minutes. I mean, I cook, but none of my dinners get ready in 5 minutes. Right?
Right.
So just take a seat. It's okay. You have to be okay with taking the time for you, because you're worth it. You have to know that you're worth it. So
I think all of this kind of like ties back into that healing part, because if you're not in a space where you feel like you're worth it, it's some work that needs to be done.
it's some work that needs to be done. Correct.
Listen. So we talked about all the projects and stuff that you have been working on. What are some projects that you are currently working on now? Because there's one that I
Okay.
have in mind that I'm just like super excited about.
Okay. So I have two master classes. Actually, I have one that is Dear Fear, It's Me. And I'm sure that's probably what you want to talk about.
That's the one.
I have a 6-week master class that will be starting, and it's the Healing Letters master class. It is on my second book that I wrote. I'm pretty sure I have it here. Give me one second.
Ooh.
Oh, maybe I don't. So sorry. No, I don't. But it's on my website. The name of it is The Root Cause, A Journey to Healing Your Inner Child. That's the second book. And I also have a third book that I am bringing out. It's called The Road Back to Beautiful. I actually had it scheduled to release in March, but with everything that I have going on and all of the projects and interviews, and I have a huge announcement in April, I just decided not to overwhelm myself, to kind of sit back and take a breather. And I'll release it when I feel comfortable enough to do it, when I can give it a little bit more attention than I have been able to within this last month because of all the great things that have been happening. So The Road Back to Beautiful will be coming out soon. Stay tuned for that.
I'm excited. That's a lot of really fun and exciting things. And I'm just really excited that you're just putting out such a good quality stuff because, everybody says they want to fix you and heal you and help you, but everybody ain't on up and up. But it's another conversation for another day. But I'm thrilled about the masterclass that you have, Dear Fear. Listen, I've been waiting for this because you had two previously, but it wasn't the right timing. But this one that's upcoming, I'm going to be in it, and I'm really excited. And I'm so excited that I'm going to be inviting one of my viewers to have a seat in the class with me. We could be classmates. We could take notes together as part of the giveaway from our premiere of the first ever Transformation Tuesday. So I'm thrilled about this. Before I let you go, I wanted to know, and this is just a random question, if you could talk to anybody from the past, the present, rich, famous, who would it be?
Oh, if I could talk to anybody.
Anybody.
I'm gonna set the stage.
Okay.
At her house, in her living room, with some very good hors d'oeuvres. I'm talking about top of the line.
Okay. I like this going.
Oh yeah, just me and her. All day, private conversation, no cameras, Oprah.
Oh, that's a good one. Yes. That's a good one.
But see, I want to have the conversation with Oprah, and I will have a conversation with Oprah because I'm building an empire.
Okay.
And I want to talk investments. I want to talk opportunities. I want to talk brands.
Yeah.
I want to talk, international reach. I want to talk policies and political, putting my hands in political standing and things like that. I want to talk about all of that. So, because I'm already on my way to millionaire. So, people, I want to talk to Oprah because she needs to give me some money. Well, I mean, if she wants to invest, I definitely will not, my Cash App is, but but I want to talk about her being the first to do a lot of things. And because I have so many aspirations of how to handle all of that is coming to me with grace, without worrying about what other people think or what other people say, because it doesn't matter. I have a future to build for. And I also want to know how she built her compound, because I will have one as well. So I want to know about land. I want to know about real estate. I want to know about building buildings and owning properties.
Right.
So yeah.
See, I was stuck on the hors d'oeuvres. I was like, I know she's gonna have some fire hors d'oeuvres.
Listen, and then I want to talk about how I can get a room at that house so I can come and glean from her every,
Exactly.
at least
Let me work
at
under
least
you.
2 or 3, weeks every month. I mean, if she feel like it, I'm open.
I mean, she can adopt me. I mean, I'm okay with that.
I heard she's looking. Hey, Oprah, it's me. How you Yeah. But yeah, it would be Oprah. It would be Oprah. I have so many other people that are, past and things like that, people that are no longer here but as for now,
Yeah.
Oprah. Oh, and she can invite Michelle Obama. She
You
can
know
just
what? Because both of them are homegirls in my head. So yes,
you,
that's appropriate. Like,
you
come on
know,
down.
she could
And
just be
Shonda
like,
Rhimes can come too.
yo, LA at the house, what you doing? Come on through, and I would be like, hey, what's up? Yeah.
You
All of
got the
y'all
good hors d'oeuvres.
with the good order, Yeah.
That's good. That is great. I don't know if I would have thought of Oprah instantly, but that's a good answer. Like, that's perfect because she's definitely the person you want to talk to, considering all the things that you're doing. You're definitely on the right path. And so, hey, a year or two, you might have that compound. It might be sooner. We don't know. We don't know.
It's coming. Mark my words.
It's coming. I just want to thank you so much for doing this interview with me. I feel like I was enlightened. Every time I talk to you, I feel enlightened. I tell you that. And that's why I wanted to share you with the world, because you do have the transformative powers. You have the gift that you spoke of, that empathy, that relatability, to be able to just reach into people's like innermost whatever that space is and just like pull it out. If people are interested in reaching out to you and learning more about you and all the projects that you're working on, how can they reach out to you?
They can go to my website, larobertspeaks.com. I'm pretty sure that you'll have that in the description
Of course.
Of the interview. They can reach me on Facebook. I'm LA Roberts. LA Roberts Speaks is my business page. I'm on Clubhouse, the LA Roberts. I'm LA Roberts everywhere. And funny story though, there was another LA Roberts that was out there, and somebody was like, "That's not you," and I was like, "No, that's not me." So this is me. If you see anybody else, it's not me. Just look
Do
at
they
the
spell it
stuff.
the same?
It's LA Roberts, and it was quite interesting because I hadn't seen it before. Because LA is actually my name, and so on my birth certificate it stands for Lachey Ann. And when I've been using LA Roberts and for business for, oh my God, years and years on top of years. So when I saw another young lady, she was LA Roberts, and then a guy that was like LA Roberts, and I was like, interesting. So you'll see me, yeah, you'll see me.
That's a good warning, because if somebody was out there and they're like, she look a little different, that would be a little peculiar.
Right. That's not me. It's not me. Look at the pictures, check the posts. I don't know these other LA Roberts out there. I've only seen a couple of them, but if there's anything that you want to question, it's not me.
Oh, okay. Not this LA.
Not this LA. No.
Don't ask the other ones.
Yeah, no, but all joking aside, I'm LA Roberts on everything, on Instagram and things like that. And my picture I look the same, like this is me.
This is you. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. Thank you once again, and I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you guys for my next Transformation Tuesday. Keep tuned in, and I will announce the winner of the Transformation Tuesday on April the 8th. And I look forward to seeing you in the class with me. We can get some notes in, we can talk to each other and do all this other stuff like that. So again, thank you guys once again, and thank you, LA Roberts.
Thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to seeing you in class and whoever wins. Good luck, everyone.